Buddy, and we're going to go through our daily quest 3 on trapezoids and also area of rectangles. Once again, we have 3 different methods to try to find the area of a trapezoid. The first one, and the one that I personally like a lot, is you break up your trapezoid into 4 separate pieces and you find the area of each piece and you add the answers together. Now, the problem on the left has a pretty slanted appearing trapezoid, but you can always rewrite the trapezoid to appear as it does on the right, which will make our lives a little bit easier to solve. We know that this piece up here has to be 4, the height has to be 6, and that makes this bottom piece have to be 4. However, the entire bottom needs a length of 9. Well, 4 plus 5 equals 9 total, and we have to split that evenly between our 2 triangles, meaning that this has to be 2.5, and this also has to be 2.5 in order for the entire bottom to equal 9. Once we're here, we just have to find the area of each piece. We add up all the pieces together, and there you go, we have our answer. So, the rectangle in the middle has an area of 24 square units because it is a rectangle that has a height of 6 and a base of 4. The triangles on the side are going to be 2.5 times 6. That answer divided by 3, which ends up giving us 7.5 for each of these triangles. Once we're there, we add them up, and we're going to do 7.5 plus 24 plus 7.5 again for the other triangle gives us a final area of 39 square units. And there is our answer with the first strategy. Now let's go to strategy 2 and strategy 3. In strategy 2, our goal is to take one piece of the trapezoid, cut it off, and move it over to the other side to create either a rectangle or a parallelogram. So, if we end up doing our shape correctly, it will end up looking, let's try that again. It'll look something like this. We'll have a triangle here and a triangle up here. Okay? So, we remember from our last problem that the length of the base is 4 units. And then the length of this triangle down here was 2.5. So the entire length of the rectangle is 6.5. We're going to take that times the height. The height is still 6 from the first part of our problem. So we're going to do 6.5 times 6. If we did 6.5 times 6 and we typed that into a calculator or did multiplying the long way, we end up getting 39 square units, which makes sense because that's what we got for the answer on the last one. And we're supposed to get the same answer all 3 ways. The last one is the algorithm. And for the area of a trapezoid, I write the algorithm as the average of the bases times the height of the trapezoid. So our bases are 4 and 9. And so we are going to do the average, or the mean, of 4 and 9. Once again, there are 2 ways to find the average of 4 and 9. The first way is we could do 4 plus 9, which is 13. We could take that answer divided by 2. The other way is we could think of 4 and 9 on a number line and then search for the number that is halfway between them. Either way, you're going to end up getting 6.5 for the average of 4 and 9. Just like before, we then take that times the height of the trapezoid, which was 6. And once again, this strategy and this strategy should give us a very similar end result, and we get 39 square units. Let's do our last problem, which is on the back. A rectangle has an area of 48 square feet and a perimeter of 28 feet. What are the dimensions of this rectangle? Well, like we've done a bunch, we need to find all the possible ways to make an area of 48. Well, the one that I think of first always is 1 times 48. We also could get 2 times 24. The one that people might miss is 3 times 16. 4 times 12. And finally, 6 times 8. So we're searching for which one of these ends up giving us a perimeter of 28. And there are a couple ways to find the perimeter of a rectangle. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to do this number times 2, because there are two sides at 1. This number times 2, because there are two sides of 48. And I'm going to add the answers together. So I'm going to get 2 plus 96. 1 times 2, 48 times 2. Gives me a total of 98 square, or 98 regular feet for the perimeter. So this one, not correct. 2 times 24, I'm going to do 4 plus 48, which gives me 52 regular feet. Once again, not possible. 3 times 16 would be 6 plus 32, which is equal to 38 feet. Not correct. 4 by 12, that would be 8 plus 24. That's equal to 32 feet. So it better be our last one, or else we made a big mistake here. 6 times 2 is 12. 8 times 2 is 16. And wouldn't you know, 28 regular feet. That means our rectangle is 6 by 8. And 6 feet by 8 feet. And there you go. That is the answer for the third daily quest. Now, tomorrow's daily quest will not have an answer key. You are responsible for making sure you get those problems correct on your own. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know.